been before, through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now. I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace, where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to 1350 AM, 1400 AM, Church Webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3, WPCE 1409, WMVA 88.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Promise?
Promise. Make sure you go over to our two channels on YouTube, Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, or at FYI Radio Show host, Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and we promise on today, this beautiful Monday morning, we'll shout you out.
Shout out.
All right, the weekend has come and gone, Mr. E. How was your weekend?
Wonderful, wonderful weekend, great weekend, happy weekend, real good weekend.
It was beautiful. We got quite a bit of rain on Saturday, but it was really lovely. I had a wonderful weekend. I hope you all did too. Hope you did something special, and I hope you are ready for Monday, the work day, or whatever you have to do. I hope you're ready. I hope you're giving thanks, and I hope you are happy. I tell you what, we're happy, but because we got a great topic today, of course, a great show for you today. But I want to remind our Virginia voters, Mr. E, this is early voting. You can go to the polls now. Between now and November the 1st, I believe, is early voting for Virginia.
That's right. And if you want to do the absentee thing, you got the absentee that came already into your mail. Make sure you fill it out properly and go down and do the absentee. Not only that, if you want to do your early voting, go down to your local city hall, pull up in the front of your local city hall and tell them that you will take the proper identification that is needed and tell them that you would love to early vote. All right? That's
Absolutely.
What it's all about.
Early voting starts now. Go ahead and find out where you need to vote and bring somebody with you, or either, escort somebody to the polls, or either, take your youngins and let them see what the process looks like. Go out there and vote. It's important. It's your voice. Speak up and speak out. This is the way to do it. Today is our FYI Monday Sports Talk.
That's right.
NFL Week number 4. And we have a special guest with us. I am so excited. Mr. E, introduce our guest.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just gentlemen doesn't need no introduction whatsoever, because he's the sportsman with all the stats and everything right in the palm of his hands, and he's a great Commander fan. He's a great Commander fan. I want to introduce to some and present to others Mr. Tim Bostic. A pleasure. Good morning to you. Turn your radio down, sir.
Good morning.
Good.
Good day, awesome day, Monday. How are you both?
I'm doing just fine. It's good to have you on again. So much happening. NFL week 4. I don't even know where to start. But can we start? First of all, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, Mr. Boston.
Well, I'm not that much of an interesting guy, but let me stop being so modest. I'm great. Well, God is good. He's blessing me everywhere I turn around. There's so many blessings in store because they say when a man ways pleases God and make his enemies at peace with him. But I just thank God for the humility that he gave me because as I humble myself, the Lord continues to exalt me. I just had a great weekend. I had an awesome weekend, especially about football. I can't wait to get on this topic.
Woo, absolutely. Look, when did you fall in love with football?
I think when I came out of the feeder.
You came out the womb. You was right there, Ron.
I sure was.
And
My whole
then,
family is about football. My daddy was a great football player. My other brothers, and so it grew up in my blood in the family. So
yes,
it's my life.
and you're a great commentator. It is absolutely wonderful to have you on. You know, it's just all over the place week 4. But can we start off? I wonder if you guys would let us start off with the undefeated, because we're going to be talking about the winners and losers, but there are a few folk out there that just won't lose. Let's talk about that. Mr. E, who am I talking about?
Well, we talked about the Philadelphia Eagles,
Ooh.
who have not lost not one game
Not one.
yet, and we're so proud of the Philadelphia Eagles. They're also in the division that my team is in. So we are so happy for the Philadelphia Eagles that they're doing a wonderful job.
Yes.
It comes real close. They was the champions, and they
Absolutely.
got to defend their belts on, from their defend their belts, like I'm talking about wrestling. They got to defend their title from last year, along with Jalen. I mean, the Commanders, he's in the same division as the Dallas Cowboys are. So we were rah-rah and rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles.
What do you think, Mr. Boston? How do you feel about in your division you got undefeated numbers?
Well, first of all, let me just call out that false humility from Pastor Everett. Okay, nobody in your division, you happy about them being undefeated?
I'm happy because they're in our division, but I can tell you for one, when it came to the win, lose, and draw status on yesterday, we can't wait to get to the win, lose, and the draw status because
Ooh.
Philadelphia did win.
Yeah.
Well, there's two teams that's undefeated. That's the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. They're the two teams that are 4-0, and congratulations to the both of them.
Right. Well, basically, you might as well call the Philadelphia Eagles the Philadelphia Houdini because they had a couple of games and they actually should have lost. They did a good job escaping that defeat.
Yeah. That's right.
They look like the old Kansas City of old last year that they say good teams, bad teams find a way to lose, good teams find a way to win. And Philadelphia is winning ugly like the Kansas City Chiefs did last year, but that tends to catch up at one point or another.
Absolutely. So look, Tim, I want you to kind of start off where you want to start off. What's on your mind, your heart about week 4?
Well, you know where I want to start at. I just like this movie. So very intriguing, kept me excited. I want to start off with the War of the Roses, and I want to name that movie after the game between the Packers and the Cowboys.
Oh my!
We're going to call it the War of the Roses because no retreat, no surrender, nobody was given.
That's right.
AKA, let's call it the Dobbs Ticket Show.
Well, let's call that game draw. DRAW. draw because when you look at that game, I want to back up and pause, rewind, and go to the top of the draw list and go to the top of the list and pull out a team that I saw yesterday lost 34-27.
What was that?
That's that one hit wonder. That one hit wonder that everybody expecting them to do what they did last year and they can't do it. That's the
How did
Commanders.
Mr. E go to that all?
Because they lost 34-27. Sit down.
Tim?
He just like Trump. He could have sending the tweet out when the topic is about him and his company or his team. He's going to switch up and go to the Commanders, right?
Yeah, because I
That's
asked you
what
to
he's
go ahead and pull your heart out now, Mr. E.
Right.
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure when he pull his heart out that he. Well, just give them props. Just
All
give
right.
the Cowboys the props that is needed. You saw the game. You stayed up to 12 o'clock at night last night watching the game. Talk to me about it.
Well, this lady, this is the funniest game to me
It
of the whole
was.
season. You know why?
Why?
Somebody sent me a text prior to their game saying sorry for your loss. They were being funny about the Commanders
Yeah.
losing 2000, right?
Yes.
And I said, sorry, wrong text. They said, no, this was the right person. Right? So I waited until the game was over. And the biggest joke that could ever be played on the Dallas Cowboys is that they lose in a tie.
Oh my God.
Because people said, well, we didn't lose. Yes, you did. Because if you count on going in the playoffs, a half game will keep you out of the playoffs.
If
don't
you-
get credit.
That's what I want to know. Now that's what I want to know. Do
Yeah.
you get credit for that game? Well, how does that work?
That's called a half.
Oh.
What happens is that say if two teams, one team is 10-6, and the other team is 10-5-1.
Uh-huh.
That team that's 10-5-1 is a half game behind the 10-16.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
they only get a half win.
Well, clarify what you're saying. Clarify and tell them that if you going where in the what in the playoff is what you're saying. But we are still in the beginning of the league. We are not in the playoffs. So don't jump too fast now, because the thing about it is a loss is a loss. That's no playoff berth there. When you lose to a team that 34 to what? And your main quarterback is still out. When you lose to a team 34-27, and you turn around and your stacks, and it's not all of that.
What are you talking about, Mr. E?
He know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but our audience wants to know what's
when
going
the
on.
Atlanta Falcons played against the Commanders on yesterday, they whipped the Commanders. They should have been out. They should have been called out of commission.
Oh.
They whipped the one-hit wonders 34-27. See, everybody wants to jump on a Cowboy. They love jumping on the Cowboys because they stay up all night long and watch the money roll in and see the fans of the stadiums fill up. The tickets are selling like crazy. They're packing the box out there, but nobody's standing up to watch the Commanders lose.
Well, Mr. E, let's talk about that game with the Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. Why did it turn into a draw? How come somebody didn't come through? It went into overtime and it went to a draw. Tim and Mr. E, help me to understand.
Well, if I can elaborate, and I'm going to go back to this again because he keeps trying to filibuster. He needs to be a politician too.
Thank you.
Or they vote you and put you on the ballot. So listen to this, Lady Hinton. If you in the audience, if y'all can just get this, just say for instance, a clear-cut loss is better than a tie. See, because say for instance, the Commanders' record is 2-2. The Cowboys' record is 1-2-1.
That's right.
Right.
Yes.
So the Commanders have one more win than the Cowboys, right?
Right.
Yes.
But the last game ended in a draw.
Right.
So that means they're still a half game behind us in the division, which means that in the playoffs, not just you competing against your division to get in the playoffs, you're competing against other teams in your conference, which is the NFC. So there's other teams that's going to have a similar record to yours. Just say, for instance, again, let's go back again. You got three teams that's trying to get in the playoffs, and two of them are 10-6 or 10-7, right? And the Cowboys is 9-6-1. The Cowboys are going to not make it in the playoffs. Those other two teams are making it in the playoffs. But even though the Cowboys only got 6 losses, and the other teams got 7 losses, the Cowboys only got 9 wins.
Well,
here's neutralized them a half game. So that means the Cowboys are going to have to win the rest of the year. They cannot have any room for error. They're going to have to just about win the rest of their games, because if they lose any more games, then you could say they're just about eliminated. But let's
I am so wait before you move that, Brother Bostic. I am so glad that if comes out your mouth. If a chicken had lips, it would talk, wouldn't it? If a chicken had lips, it would talk. But guess what? We got other football teams that we got to talk about on today that won and lost. The Seattle Seahawks, they beat the Cardinals 23-20. Then on the Minnesota Vikings played against the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-21. And then we dropped.
Was that a surprise? Upset? What do you all think?
The Vikings, yes, I thought it was an upset for the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat Minnesota.
Tim?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You forgot their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, is out, too. He's injured.
Right.
So that wasn't a surprise to me, because, without your quarterback, you lose the game like we did, the Commanders did yesterday.
Why? Because the quarterback was out?
Yes.
Oh, come on now. You got all those are professional.
So we can't make excuses.
Thank you.
We lost because we lost. We only went down. We lost by a touchdown. It was a good game, but that powerhouse offense of the Falcons with Bijan Robinson, he's the best back in the league.
That's right.
Bijan Robinson and Drake London and those boys, the boys are going off. There's nothing we can do with them, especially with Bijan Robinson coming out the backfield. And there was a mismatch. The linebackers couldn't cover him.
Well, I wanted to flip over to Green Bay for you, because you was one of the ones that I heard that said that Michael Parsons going to have dinner. You was one of the ones that said you was one of the ones. Wasn't you one? He saved the game. That's right. But he wasn't the beast that everybody thought that he was going to be. Everybody figured that he was coming back to get revenge and going to be the Tasmanian devil. But guess what? Them Cowboys played him like he was a stepchild. Congratulations to the Cowboys. Don't forget that the New Orleans Saints played against the Buffalo Bills, who are 4-0, 31-19. Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills.
Well, the Saints was going to try to. I mean, in the beginning, they seemed like they were going to do something, but they did not quite get them.
Well, here's the team. Here's the team right now. Here's the team that that everybody should rat and rave over. 42-13. The New England Patriots beat the Carolina Panthers 42-13, and the Carolina Panthers are still in the same predicament they was in last year. Couldn't beat their way out of paper bag.
Yeah, but that's not really saying nothing when you beat the Carolina Panthers.
That wasn't saying anything.
That's superior than you.
But the thing about it is,
Patriots credit for that.
But I got to give the Patriots credit for that, and the reason why is a win.
Well, Mr. E, you always say that they. But Mr. E always saying, well, they didn't play nobody. What about this one?
They didn't play nobody. Panthers won't nobody.
Because that's like the Yankees. The Yankees playing against the Bad News Bears.
Stay on the football, bro. Don't jump. I know you cannot deal with the law. But guess what? The New York Giants came through last night and beat the Chargers 21-18. My hat's off to the Giants. Congratulations. Now here was a barn burner, 31-25. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Philadelphia Eagles, and guess what? They're 31-25, and I really think that the Buccaneers played a real good game on yesterday.
Tim, what are the Eagles doing right?
Let me tell you what. They want to try to make you think the quarterback is the most valuable position because of the superiority complex. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about. But the most valuable position in football is the running back.
He got hurt yesterday.
Always Yeah, well, but understand this: power always overrides finesse,
Wow.
and a lot of times these quarterbacks are successful, especially in the Super Bowl, is because of the running game that protects the quarterback and neutralizes the pass rush and the great defense. Not because the quarterback threw for 100 yards. Peyton Manning used to throw for tons of yards during the regular season, and he got eliminated plenty of years the first game that he played in the playoffs. The running back is the most valuable position, but you see how they managed to devalue it.
Wow.
So understand that Philadelphia Eagles will run you over. They can't stop Saquon
That's
Barkley.
right.
And the tush push is unstoppable.
And
So
it's
that
a
goes to show right there. That's the proof of the pudding.
well, it's a fake. They work it both ways. They got the fake tush push, and they got the tush push working for themselves. Jalen is a great cat, and my hats
Yeah.
off to Jalen. But on the injury report, they tell me that Saquon got hurt on yesterday, so he's got to, he's got to heal for the next game. Tennessee Titans played against
Oh, Lord.
Texas, Houston, Texas, 26-0.
What happened?
And the Tennessee Titans, they still doing the same thing that they did last year. Lost.
What are they doing wrong?
They doing everything wrong.
They proved our point. You know what they did wrong?
Hmm.
They let Derrick Henry, King Henry go. The running game is the most valuable part of the offense.
Wow.
They don't have a running game. So poor Cam Ward is struggling, trying to make some attempts, make some passes, some completions. They don't have a running game, so they can't move the ball and they can't overpower the other team.
What caused the Indianapolis Colts to lose yesterday, 27 against the Rams? The Rams beat them 27-20. What caused them to lose?
Okay, remember this. Understand this. Daniel Jones is not really the quarterback as he was, except he had Saquon Barkley in New York. He only went to the playoffs when Saquon Barkley was healthy in New York because of the running game set him up. He's a play-action pass quarterback. He cannot win the game on his own arm. So what happened was with the Rams had one of the best front four defensive lines in the league. So they said, okay, we're going to stop the leading rusher, Jonathan Taylor, from running the ball. We're going to force Daniel Jones to pass and defeat us. Guess what? He couldn't do it.
So the running game beat for them, right?
Something was wrong. I mean,
no, the
a
Rams
lot of fumbling.
The Colts running game.
Okay.
Which means Daniel Jones was
What
not
happened to
passing the ball.
What happened to the power? And here's another team that when you're talking about running backs and power, San Francisco 49ers lost to the Jaguars 26-21, and they got a powerful team. They got McCartney back there in a powerful position as a running back, and what happened to the power that he possessed? And then they got a great big old fullback that's running for them, and they still lost to the Jaguars. San Francisco 49ers 21, the Jaguars 26. Now let's go back up to the KC. Kansas City Chiefs against Baltimore Ravens.
What's the Ravens doing this season?
The Ravens are 1-3. They cannot come through. Baltimore Ravens cannot come through.
Wrong.
Mahomes went in there and doctored them up, beat them up 37-20. What you think about Baltimore? Can the Ravens come through?
They say there's a lot of injuries on that team. What do you think, Tim?
No, basically the problem is, remember, understand this. The first couple of games, Kansas City started out shaky as well.
Ooh.
But remember this, understand this. Baltimore's problem is psychological. Okay?
Tell us
they
why.
They couldn't get out of their own way. The first couple of games they should have won. They lost the game in the fourth quarter. They were up by 15 on the first week one, and they lost the game because they did not close the game out. But remember, their defense is weak this year. So if you can't close the game out, you're supposed to close the game out with the run. Derrick Henry fumbled the ball the week before and turn the ball over. You cannot turn the ball over. And if you can't run the ball in the fourth quarter, you're going to lose, especially when you have a defense that can't stop anything.
That's right. What about Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, they got the question on the line. Can the really those wins back up? Is he washed up and to go coach on the sideline?
No, I
never can be like that.
Well, everybody wants to look at the individual. They give too much more
Yes.
credit to the quarterback when he wins,
Is
and
he
they don't give enough credit to him when you lose.
is he playing team ball?
Yes, he is.
How's
But
he playing?
quarterback is a
How's he
but
playing team
he's
ball
not
and they
without a
cracking
team.
up? How are they playing team ball? We think that they be just like the Chicago Bears and the Oakland Raiders, 25-24. That the Bears beat them by 1 point, and the Raiders couldn't pull it
Oh
through.
Lord.
Again, good teams find a way to win, and bad teams find a way to lose. Right now, Baltimore Ravens are playing like a bad team because they can't get out of their own way psychologically.
They can't psychologically get out their way, and you don't think that there's too much pressure going on with the Baltimore Ravens.
Something
Yes,
is
there's
wrong.
psychological pressure because what happens is, again, you could be a front runner and be winning the game, but then turn around and lose. But then Kansas City, this week, they fixed both sides of the ball because the last couple of weeks they were struggling on offense and defense, but they made some adjustments because that goes to show the greatness of a coach like Andy Reid. He makes adjustments.
1-3.
Done.
1-3 is the Ravens score.
Yeah.
Now, if they are 1-3, now why they can't make adjustments like the Kansas City Chiefs made the adjustment when they first jumped out of the box? Because now they are 2-2. So now the Baltimore Ravens are 1-3. What's going on with the Ravens? Are they too busy depending on like LeBron James wanted all the breaking all the scores for the basketball? Are they too much dependent on LeBron Jackson, or is there a team?
Like you told me, go back to football, stay off the basketball.
That's right. That is so true. I thought I'd do that since you like jumping ship.
Well, I tell you what, the Ravens going to have to do something. They don't seem to be, going to.
Well,
Things
listen,
are not going that
listen,
well right now. But they're a
it's the
team
same
that,
thing.
in the past, Tim, they've done well.
Yeah, but see, the Ravens are going to be fine. Let me tell you why, because they're in the right division. Because that division is a struggling division. Kansas City, they don't have. Cincinnati don't have Joe Burrow. He's out. And instead of the Browns are playing games when they really should have Shador and playing quarterback. They don't. They got Flacco and Dylan Gabriel and all these other people who claim to be better than him. We knew how they sabotaged that whole situation. And Pittsburgh Steelers, right now, they're basically just winning on fumes, but they're going to fade out too because Aaron Rodgers is not the same quarterback that he used to be. But they still don't have a receiver to line up on the other side of DK Metcalf, which you can shut them down most of the time by double teaming them.
What happened to your boy? Where your boy that's that plays for Wilson? What is he doing out there?
You mean
Russell Wilson.
For the Giants?
Yeah. What is he doing? The dot came out and threw a dot. Now he's on the pine.
Well, let me tell you. They can sit up here and make all these excuses about Russell Wilson was the reason why the Giants lost. No. Giants lost because of terrible, poor game planning. That's why they lost those games. Basically, they decided they were going to run that ball and play good defense, and they punched the Chargers in the mouth. And see, that also exposed the Chargers, too. The Chargers were undefeated. But see, I told you, finesse would never override power in the NFC or power teams that dominate other teams outside of the division. That's why we got the toughest division in football, because we beat each other up. That's why our records are so low.
I really believe this when we started looking at Wilson. Wilson went from the Hawks all the way down the drain. Now he's went down at the bottom in New York.
Oh.
And guess what? I think his next move will be out.
Well, they did win this game.
That's with the quarterback Dot.
Okay.
They benched him. They put him on the bench.
Russell Wilson is suffering from, like a lot of people. He's suffering. The grass is not green on the other side. Syndrome. He should have stayed married to Pete Carroll and that women former in Seattle. But no, he's out. The grass is green on the other side.
What about the Bears?
He's experiencing trauma. That's what his problem is.
Before we go, what about the Bears and the Raiders?
Well, this is basically a game of giveaway checkers. Both teams are terrible teams, and they find a way to lose. But Ben Johnson, the head coach that used to be the old offensive coordinator for Detroit Lions, they are actually doing a good job getting that offense together. That team's going to congeal in the near future. Mark my words.
Singletary is helping them out in the defensive position for the Chicago Bears. So that's why defense wins games, and that's why, because Singletary is going back and forth. Now he's got a job working along with them. I am looking for Chicago to do much more.
What about tonight's game? And Steve, who's going to play?
Well, tonight's game, it's going to be a great game on tonight. I'm not picking a winner because these teams that playing on tonight, Bostic, uh, they're on tonight. You got the Jets playing against the Dolphins, and the Bengals playing against the Broncos. So if I had to pick winners, I'll pick the Bengals against the Broncos and the Jets against the Dolphins.
Tim, your prediction?
You forgot. Joe Burrow is not playing for the Bengals. So the Broncos are going to come in there and stump them. My word. Now, also, that game with the Jets and the Miami Dolphins, that's going to be a great game tonight because remember, that's no longer the old Jets team it used to be. Justin Fields has been reactivated off, the pup list because he had concussion the last couple of weeks. Okay, so he is playing much better. And that team with Aaron Glenn as the head coach, the old defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, they're punching people in the mouth. But Miami has gotten themselves together too because Mike McDaniels, the head coach for the Miami Dolphins, did a good job breathing life back in them. So I expect a real good game between the Jets and the Dolphins because it's a rival game, and I expect that the Broncos are going to come in and beat up.
All right.
That old team is that we just mentioned.
Tim, thank you for being on. We look forward to talking with you again.
Thank you guys for having me. God bless you.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening for Sports Talk on FYI Radio Show. And for more information on FYI, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And don't forget to have a wonderful Monday. Bye now.
All right, talking about week 4, it was definitely fire. Some upsets, wins, loses, some injuries. Ooh, what a lot of great games. Look, we got an upcoming week. It's going to be really great upcoming shows. Tonight, please join us. FYI After Dark. Special guest Tamika Blackwell Griffin. Involuntary side chick is our hot topic on social media at 6 p.m. Also Wednesday, we have Men's Issues Fun Friday. Miss Charmaine Swims from Broome. Women in Business segment. That's October the 3rd. Of course, Monday Sports Talk. If you all want to come on, Miss Lee's going to give you the information. But please join us. And then Edward Everett around the town with community news. We'll be giving some great news on what's happening in the 757. Jason Baker is going to be here in October as well. Cryptocurrency, money, and more. Along with Chris Hinton, Realtor, he's going to be on our anti-bullying initiative information. We're gonna give you that in October. Follow us on social media, and you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor on FYI.
If you'd like to be a special guest, intern, sponsor, the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you gotta do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget, have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Bye now. Love to all you all that are on. Toothy 537, Sheila Robbins, everybody that's on Facebook Live, everybody I can see, can't see. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.